It's bad times for Navjot Singh Sidhu. Yesterday, he was sentenced to 1 year of imprisonment in a 1988 road rage case by the Supreme Court. So today, Sidhu is all set to surrender before the police and then will be taken to the Patiala jail, is the information that India Today has. Let's get you all the details. According to sources, the Supreme Court's orders will first be received by the Punjab and Haryana High Court, from where it will be forwarded to the District and Sessions Court in Patiala. Sidhu will either be asked to accompany the corpse or will be given an option of surrendering. Senior police officials said a police team will continue to follow Sidhu even if he opts to surrender. What we're hearing is that that's what Navjot Singh Sidhu is going to be doing. He will then be taken to the local hospital for medical examination, as is the protocol. The corpse, meanwhile, will intimate the jail authorities to make all necessary arrangements for lodging Sidhu. Sidhu's already hinted that he is going to be surrendering in this particular case. He seems to have chosen Patiala jail. It's considered to be safer and cleaner as compared to other jails. Sources said Sidhu and his family members are consulting their advocates right now for a future course of action. As far as this case itself is concerned, let's give you a bit of a background. This is a road rage case which is dating back to 1988. Sidhu got into an argument with a Patiala resident over a parking spot. Sidhu allegedly dragged the person out of his car, hit him on the head, and the man unfortunately later died.
Sidhu sir. A few months ago, Navjot Singh Sidhu was in the race to be Punjab Chief Minister. But today, the former State Congress chief is headed to prison in a 34-year-old road rage case. The Supreme Court has sentenced Sidhu to 1 year jail term under the charge of voluntarily causing hurt. The court rejected the review plea by the victim's family to add the charge of culpable homicide not amounting to murder. The court in its order said a disproportionately light punishment humiliates and frustrates the victim of crime. The court added that indifference to the rights of a victim of a crime is eroding the faith of the society in general. Sidhu, reacting to this sentence, has said he will submit to the majesty of the law. The former cricketer's lawyer thought the review plea was a rare incident.
The turbulence, a quietus has been given by the Supreme Court. This is a matter which is rather old. In fact, review petitions themselves were not activated for many months, almost under a year. I am so happy that ultimately the Supreme Court has given a quietus.
The family, meanwhile, has decided to welcome the court's verdict.
He has to go to jail. He has to surrender and go to jail. To answer आपके एक सवाल का जवाब, क्या उनके पास लीगल रेमेडी है? वो एक क्यूरेटिव पिटीशन है. वो क्यूरेटिव डाल सकते हैं जी कि जो 5 जजों के पास जाएगी, 3 जज सर्टिफाई करेंगे, पर वो रेमेडी is very rarely exercised.
The road rage case dates back to 1988, when Navjot Singh Sidhu got into an argument with a Patiala resident over a parking spot. Sidhu allegedly dragged him out of his car and hit him. The man later died. Sidhu was earlier let off with a fine of 1,000 rupees. Now, the maximum possible punishment under Section 323 of the Indian Penal Code has been given to Sidhu. From a humiliating defeat in Punjab elections to a conviction in the road rage case, the former cricketer's political career has hit a roadblock. For Navjot Singh Sidhu, a comeback from this point seems a tough challenge. Bureau Report, India Today.
So Navjot Singh Sidhu is going to be spending the next 365 days behind bars in jail. He's not new to controversy. He's not new to being in the news for all the wrong reasons. And in our next report, we detail out for you all the controversies that Navjot Singh Sidhu has been surrounded by.
From cricketer to comedian to rebel against the captain. Join us as we track the journey of controversy's favorite child. His Sidhuisms quickly made him a global phenomenon, but his enthusiasm soon caught up with him. He was sacked from a sports network for swearing on air. But that didn't deter the high-energy Sardar. In the aftermath of the Pulwama terror attack in 2019, Sidhu's bizarre decision to lock the Pakistan army chief in a Jadoo ki Jhappi backfired badly, costing him both his TV stint as well as a huge amount of public goodwill. Running parallel to the roller coaster of his life in showbiz was a political career that saw its own dramatic swings. He joined the BJP in 2004, elected as the party's MP from Amritsar.
जो लोग हिंदुस्तान के कहते हैं वही परमात्मा की आवाज है और परमात्मा की आवाज इस बार चाहती है कि लाल किले के ऊपर झंडा नरेंद्र भाई मोदी फहराए.
In 2006, Sidhu was accused in a homicide case and sentenced to 3 years in prison, forcing him to resign from his Lok Sabha seat, only to be acquitted days later. In 2007, he was re-elected to the Lok Sabha.
महोदया, क्या सूरज को प्रमाण देने की जरूरत है कि उसमें तेज है? क्या उसका प्रकाश प्रमाण नहीं है कि उसमें तेज है?
In 2014, he went into a sulk after Arun Jaitley was made to stand from Amritsar. In 2016, just 4 months into a consolation seat in the Rajya Sabha, he quit the BJP. Attempts to join Arvind Kejriwal's AAP went nowhere, forcing him to briefly pitch out on his own. He launched a party, Awaaz-e-Punjab, flanked by former hockey great and close friend Pargat Singh. But that would prove to be a placeholder before he secured himself a place in the Congress in 2017, declaring himself a born congressman. His war against Punjab Chief Minister began shortly thereafter. Bureau Report, India Today.